What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's great to have you here. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects almost all of us: weight management. I know it can be a confusing and sometimes frustrating journey with so much conflicting information out there. You're trying to eat healthy, you're maybe even exercising, but the scale just isn't moving in the direction you want. It's a common story, and often, the reason isn't a lack of effort, but a lack of awareness about what's really in the foods we eat every day. Understanding which foods can silently contribute to weight gain is a massive step towards taking control of your health. It's not about villainizing food or creating a bad list. Instead, it's about empowerment. When you know how certain foods impact your body, how they affect your blood sugar, your hunger cues, and your overall calorie intake, you can make smarter, more informed choices that align with your goals. This knowledge is the key to building a sustainable, healthy lifestyle, not just a temporary diet. So, in today's video, we're going to pull back the curtain on some common culprits. We'll be counting down 9 specific foods that are surprisingly effective at packing on the pounds, often without you even realizing it. Some of these might seem obvious, but others might genuinely surprise you. My goal here is to give you the why behind it all, so stick around, you won't want to miss this. Let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 1, we have sugary drinks. I'm talking about sodas, sweetened iced teas, fruit juices with added sugar, and those high-octane energy drinks. It's so easy to grab one of these on the go without a second thought, but they are one of the most significant sources of empty calories in the modern diet. What does that mean? It means they provide a ton of calories, almost entirely from sugar, but offer virtually zero nutritional value. No fiber, no vitamins, no minerals to speak of. Your body metabolizes this liquid sugar incredibly quickly, causing a massive spike in your blood sugar levels. This rapid spike is then followed by an inevitable crash, which can leave you feeling tired, irritable, and ironically, even hungrier than before. Furthermore, our brains don't register calories from liquids in the same way they do from solid food. So, you can down a 300-calorie soda and not feel any fuller, making it incredibly easy to consume a large number of calories without it ever satisfying your hunger. It's a double whammy. You're loading up on sugar and calories while doing nothing to quench your actual appetite, setting you up to overeat later. Coming in at number 2 is a staple in many households: white bread. This includes your standard sliced bread for sandwiches, bagels, and white flour tortillas. The issue here lies in the processing. White bread is made from refined flour, which means the bran and germ, the most nutritious parts of the wheat grain, have been stripped away. This process removes most of the fiber, vitamins, and minerals, leaving behind simple carbohydrates that your body digests very quickly, much like the sugar in those drinks we just talked about. Because it's so low in fiber, white bread has a high glycemic index. This means it causes a rapid rise in blood sugar and insulin levels after you eat it. While this provides a quick burst of energy, it's short-lived. The lack of fiber and protein also means it's not very satiating. You can eat several slices of white bread and not feel particularly full, which makes it incredibly easy to overconsume calories, not just from the bread itself, but from whatever you're putting on it. Swapping it for whole grain options can make a huge difference in managing hunger and calorie intake. Number 3 on our list is a category that's hard to resist: pastries, cakes, and other baked goods. I'm talking about those delicious-looking donuts in the break room, the celebratory slice of birthday cake, or the muffins you grab with your morning coffee. While they are undeniably tasty, these treats are essentially a perfect storm for weight gain. They are typically loaded with 2 of the most calorie-dense ingredients you can find: refined sugar and unhealthy fats, like butter or hydrogenated oils. This combination makes them incredibly high in calories for a very small serving size. A single donut or a slice of cake can easily pack in 300 to 500 calories or more, with very little nutritional benefit to show for it. Just like with white bread, the refined flour and sugar offer no lasting satiety. You get that initial pleasure and energy spike, but it quickly fades, often leaving you craving even more sweets. It's a cycle that's easy to fall into, where one treat just leads to another, and the calories add up much faster than you think. At number 4, we have a classic offender: potato chips and similar processed snack foods. It's the ultimate mindless eating food. You open a bag while watching a movie or sitting at your desk, and before you know it, your hand hits the bottom. The reason they're so easy to overeat is by design. Food scientists have perfected the combination of salt, fat, and a satisfying crunch to hit all the pleasure centers in our brain, making them hyper-palatable. This makes it very difficult to stop at just a handful. These snacks are also extremely calorie-dense, A small, single-serving bag of potato chips can contain around 160 calories, primarily from fat and refined carbohydrates. If you're eating from a large family-sized bag, you could easily consume 500 calories or more in one sitting without even feeling full. The potatoes are typically deep-fried in vegetable oils, which adds a significant amount of unhealthy fats. They offer very little in terms of protein or fiber, so they do nothing to satisfy real hunger, just your craving for that salty, crunchy texture. Sliding into the number 5 spot is a beloved dessert ice cream. Whether it's a hot summer day or a comforting treat after a long week, ice cream is a go-to for many. But from a nutritional standpoint, it's a triple threat. It's incredibly high in sugar, high in fat, especially saturated fat from the cream, and consequently, very high in calories. A single, modest scoop can be around 200 to 300 calories. But let's be honest, who really stops at just one small scoop? Portion control is the biggest challenge with ice cream. What a brand considers a serving size on the nutrition label is often much smaller than what we actually dish out for ourselves at home, or what we get at an ice cream parlor. A couple of generous scoops can easily turn into a 500+ calorie dessert, not even counting toppings like chocolate sauce, sprinkles, or whipped cream. While it's a delicious treat, its creamy texture and high sugar content make it easy to consume a day's worth of dessert calories in just a few minutes, without providing much in the way of nutrients. At number 6, we have a food that's a favorite for parties, game nights, and easy dinners: pizza. While you can certainly make healthier versions at home, the typical takeout or frozen pizza is a major contributor to weight gain for several reasons. It's a combination of multiple items from our list all rolled into one. You start with a crust made from refined white flour, which, as we know, spikes blood sugar and isn't very filling. Then you pile on the toppings. The foundation of most pizzas is a thick layer of high-fat cheese and often a sugary tomato sauce. Then come the processed meats like pepperoni, sausage, or bacon, which are loaded with calories, saturated fat, and sodium. A single slice from a large pepperoni pizza can contain over 300 calories and a significant amount of your daily recommended sodium and saturated fat intake. And who stops at just one slice? It's very common to eat 2, 3, or even 4 slices in a sitting, which can quickly add up to 1,000 calories or more for a single meal. For number 7, we're talking about a cooking method rather than a single food: deep frying. This applies to a huge range of popular foods, from French fries and fried chicken to onion rings and mozzarella sticks. The core problem with frying is that it adds a massive number of calories to otherwise potentially healthy foods. The food acts like a sponge, soaking up the oil it's cooked in. This process dramatically increases the fat content and therefore, the overall calorie count of the meal. For example, a medium-sized baked potato has about 160 calories and is virtually fat-free. But when you slice it up and deep fry it to make French fries, that same amount of potato can skyrocket to over 350 calories, with most of those extra calories coming directly from the frying oil. In addition to the calories, when certain oils are heated to high temperatures, they can form unhealthy trans fats, which are linked to a host of health problems. It's a cooking method that drastically alters the nutritional profile of food, turning it into a high-calorie, high-fat item. Coming in at number 8 are processed meats. This category includes things like sausages, hot dogs, bacon, deli meats, and other cured products. While they are a source of protein, they are also typically very high in calories and unhealthy saturated fats compared to their leaner, unprocessed counterparts. The processing itself often involves adding salt, nitrates, and other preservatives, which can have negative health implications beyond just weight gain. Bacon, for instance, is famous for being more fat than meat. The calorie density of these foods is a major concern. 2 small breakfast sausage links can have over 150 calories, mostly from fat. A single hot dog, even before you put it in a bun and add toppings, can be around the same. Because they are often salty and flavorful, it's easy to eat several servings. They're a common component of high-calorie meals. Think bacon on a cheeseburger, sausage on a pizza, or a couple of hot dogs at a barbecue. These choices significantly increase the calorie and fat load of your meal without providing the same nutritional benefits as lean chicken or fish. And finally, at number 9, we have alcohol. It's often overlooked in discussions about weight gain because we don't always think of it as food, but alcoholic beverages can be a major source of empty calories. Pure alcohol contains about 7 calories per gram, which is more than carbohydrates or protein. A standard beer, glass of wine, or shot of liquor can contain anywhere from 100 to 200 calories on its own. And that's before you factor in the sugary mixers used in cocktails, which can send the calorie count through the roof. But the impact of alcohol goes beyond just its calorie content. It also lowers your inhibitions and stimulates appetite. How many times have you found yourself reaching for greasy, high-calorie foods late at night after a few drinks? Alcohol can disrupt your judgment, making you more likely to overeat or choose unhealthy options you might otherwise avoid. It also affects your metabolism as your body prioritizes processing the alcohol over burning fat. So, you're consuming extra calories while simultaneously hindering your body's ability to manage them effectively. And there you have it, 9 foods that can make it surprisingly easy to gain weight. Now, I want to be crystal clear. The point of this video is not to make you fear these foods or to tell you that you can never enjoy a slice of pizza or a scoop of ice cream again. Life is meant to be enjoyed, and food is a huge part of that enjoyment. The real takeaway here is awareness. Understanding how these foods impact your body gives you the power to make conscious decisions rather than mindless ones. It's about knowing that these are foods to have in moderation, not as everyday staples. The goal is balance. If you know you're going to a party and will likely have some pizza and cake, maybe you opt for a lighter, protein-packed lunch earlier in the day. It's about making trade-offs and being mindful of your overall consumption, not about total restriction, which almost never works in the long run. Building a healthy relationship with food means recognizing that there are no good or bad foods, only foods that are more or less aligned with your personal health and fitness goals. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you found this information helpful and empowering. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Are there any foods that you were surprised to see on this list? Or any that you've cut back on and seen great results? Share your experiences and let's keep the conversation